Hello, it's your girl Tiffany, Mademoiselle Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces high priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one who isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If y'all will be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it will be greatly appreciated. This is going to be a general reading for the overall collective of any zodiac sign, so please take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. Remember that this reading can apply to your past, your present, or your future, as well as it may be pertaining to you or any and everyone in between that you may or may not know. With that being said, guys, we are going to get started with your overall messages. Okay, so you have here targeted individual, the rabbit hole goes deep, human sex trafficking, they're rejecting you right now, but when you make it without them, they're going to want something from you, contracts, underground pizza, heavy burdens, they tried to entrap an earth angel, treated like they tried to entrap an earth angel and you were treated like an orphan, came out together, trafficked to adult sex parties, and somebody has the pornographic footage. How do you make it when you have no family or friends? You can't trust your own family, and the whole karmic family is evil to the core, came out together. Soulless beings. The sellouts are all around you. Betrayal for the love of money. Them folks ain't right, guys, okay? So the first things first, guys, okay? You are obviously what is, a part of this phenomenon of what's being called a targeted individual, okay? Which is a real thing, okay? I feel like you probably, if you being a targeted individual have likely experienced some form of bullying, stalking, harassment, tracking, hacking, illegal invasions and violations, unwarranted illegal surveillance, being isolated, being tormented, traumatized, terrorized. You've likely experienced what is called several different names, from V2K to voice to skull. I simply call it synthetic telepathy, okay? It's a form of telepathy, but it is what is used to invade and violate a targeted individual's mind, okay? Whether it like stop your thoughts and forcibly implants other thoughts, visions, images, different things like that within you, or what have you. You've likely dealt with sleep deprivation, insomnia, and a multitude of different things, okay? Gang stalking, harassment of all kinds, okay? Being treated unfairly, okay, guys? Just to name a few things that a targeted individual goes through on a daily basis, guys, okay? Usually when you are a targeted individual, everybody that you know, even people that you do not know, is aware that you are a targeted individual. You've likely experienced humiliation rituals, as well as, like I said, being isolated, okay? You likely woke up one day and you no longer had friends, family, lovers, associates, okay? They sabotage and ruin different aspects of your life, from your job, occupations, career, your finances, your housing, your transportation, your personal relationships, a multitude of different things. It's very invasive, very intrusive. It's invasion of privacy, your human rights, civil, constitutional rights, okay? And it's a combination of a lot of the things that is done to you is like done remotely, okay? So you likely have experience being hit with directed energy weapons, militarized weapons, silent weapons, touchless torture weapons, and even having people do spell work on you. Witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, or voodoo in some type of way, guys. There's a lot that you go through when you're a targeted individual, okay? Bottom line is, whoever you are, Spirit is saying that you are a targeted individual, okay? People do end up becoming targeted individuals for different reasons. Some of us have been, some of us were sold out when we were children. We were sold out as children, either by your parents, your grandparents, or whoever your guardians were. Sold you out to the government. They received, they entered into these binding contracts. They received some type of compensation. Per this agreement, we were placed under mind control. So MK Ultra mind control. You may have experienced brainwashing, monarch programming, beta sex kitten programming, or they have a variation of illegally funded government operations and programs and different things that they do. You've likely experienced human experimentation of different kinds. If this is something that that started when you were a child, okay, you likely were not made aware that this was happening to you until you went through some type of awakening, and these people became aware that you were awake. It's basically like their plan B. From the moment that they realize that you are awake and you're breaking from this programming, everybody who is involved, your entire family, your lovers, your friends, everybody is infiltrated, and they're all on board to basically attack you, harass you guys, okay? Because you're in this programming, this government programming, okay? So a lot of us have been being targeted since we were children, okay? Other people are targeted. You have whistleblowers who are targeted, okay? You have people who have been a part of major lawsuits against major companies, whether it be your jobs or any other type of situation. People have ended up being targeted like that, okay? So whistleblowers, truthers, different things like that. Some people who have even been involved with certain people who are in secret societies like Freemasons, Eastern Stars, or any other type of cult coven or secret societies. If you were related or in relationships or had family of any people like that, these people know how to set you up, go to certain people to set you up to have you targeted and have these things done. There's a lot of people who were either used to be in relationships with people who work for the government, whether it be military or any branch of government, really, okay? They've had their lovers and family members targeted as well, okay? So how a person end up being targeted, it varies depending on who you are, but many of us have been targeted since we were kids, okay? Like myself, I started being targeted when I was a kid. So I've been like literally a targeted individual all my life. However, my awakening didn't start till I was around 28. I wasn't fully awakened until I was like 30. And it wasn't until I was 33 that I realized that I was a targeted individual, okay, and what was being done. Because a lot of things changed drastically when I was 30, okay? And around that time is when they knew that I was awake and aware, and I was speaking about things that I hadn't spoke about before and different things like that. And that's when everybody went to plan B and instantly began to start targeting me and attacking me, okay? It could be different for you as to how you ended up being targeted. Some people end up being targeted because of people that you were last in a relationship with that set you up. You didn't know that person was a part of some type of cult, coven, secret society or something, and they set you up. Other people, you have family members who are in secret societies and different things that set you up, okay? So it can vary, guys, okay? But you are a targeted individual. Spirit is saying that the rabbit hole goes deep, okay, as it relates to you being a targeted individual and the things that have been done to you guys, okay? So y'all know when it comes to that rabbit hole, guys, everything, I kid you not, anything that is sinister, evil, wicked, toxic, demonic, nasty, freaky, creepy, low down, dirty, strange, like whatever you want to, abnormal, whatever you want to come up with is down that rabbit hole, okay? So you never know what you're gonna get, you know, once you go down that rabbit hole. But that's the reason why Spirit is saying the rabbit hole goes deep on this situation, okay? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, you are targeted individuals, but there's a lot of other things in behind how you end up being a targeted individual when you started being targeted, and, you know, why, what's being done to you is being done to you, and different things like that, guys. Okay, so we have human sex trafficking here, guys. I do feel like whoever I'm speaking to, whether you remember or not, okay, because as per, if you are a targeted individual who also experienced satanic ritual abuse, which would have started when you were a child, you likely experienced being trafficked, molested, raped, dealing with physical, mental, emotional, psychological, sexual abuses, and different things by different peoples and different things like that, or what have you. We are oftentimes put on certain drugs and different things like that, different type of medications and different things. These things, and with the mind control and other things that are done, suppresses our memory. Okay, it's still there, it's just deep in your subconscious. Okay, so some of you all may not remember all the things that happened to you or were done to you and different things like that. And if you just had an awakening, or you're going through an awakening now, things could be coming back to you in bits and pieces and different things like that. But with human sex trafficking being here, I do feel like you are someone who was used in some type of human sex trafficking operation or ring at some point in time in your life. Okay, now if you are not experiencing anything like that as it relates to the human sex trafficking as an adult, this is something that stems from your childhood. And as a matter of fact, I know it stems from your childhood because that's what underground pizza is. Okay, underground pizza speaks to children, okay, who are being trafficked. Okay, it speaks to the underground sex trade of young people, underage individuals. Okay, and that's right up under human sex trafficking. So this may not be something you're dealing with now, but it definitely is something that occurred and happened to you when you were a child, guys. Okay, whatever it is that you are doing in your life right now, collective, these people may be really bothered by, okay, because Spirit is saying they're rejecting you right now. You got people who are rejecting you right now, okay, but Spirit is saying when you make it without them, they're gonna want something from you. Okay, so this could have something to do with a talent, skill, or ability you have, spiritual gifts that you have, a certain, job, occupation, or career field in which you are in, or what have you. I feel like with seeing this, there's like a higher calling on your life in some type of way. And regardless to what you're going through now, I feel like at some point, you are going to be in the energy that you are destined to be in, have the abundance or whatever that you are destined to have, because it's like people are rejecting you now, okay, like belittling you, dismissive of you. Oh, you're nothing. Oh, you're nobody. Oh, we don't love you. We don't care about you. Nobody, desires you. Nobody needs you. You know what I'm saying? We hate you. We dislike you. Nobody wants you around. That's what rejection is. You know what I'm saying? All those other things I just said, it's really tied into rejection, or why people reject you. Okay, but whoever's rejecting you right now, whoever turned their back on you, left you hanging, worked against you, plotted, planned, schemed on you, tried to hurt, harm, or endanger you, tried to sacrifice you, is targeting you, and all of this stuff, Spirit is saying they're rejecting you right now. But when you make it without them, which means that at some point you will make it without them, these are the same people that's going to want something from you, collective, okay? But they're rejecting you right now, collective, okay? With contracts being here, collective, I feel like there are certain people who are involved who are in some type of binding contracts, collective, okay? They, like I said, they could belong to some type of cult, covenant, secret society, clique, club, group, gang, organization, whatever type of title that you want to put it on. These people are in some type of binding contracts, okay? And I feel like per these contracts is how you ended up being sold out in the first place. How you ended up being targeted, how you ended up being trafficked, how you ended up, the things that you have endured in your lifetime, why those things ended up happening, okay? Because it's something per a contract that somebody else is in. And what happened is they offered you up as a sacrifice, okay? So it doesn't matter what a person is part of, whether a person wants fame, fortune, recognition, attention, celebrity status, because you have to understand, you have people who are sellouts on lower levels, And you have people who are sellouts on higher levels. Usually the people who are sellouts on higher levels, those are the people who want fame and fortune and celebrity status, popular status. They want to be household names, such and such, such and such, such and such. So there's a lot that goes in behind them making it on that level and having that type of access. You understand what I'm saying? But there are people who are sellouts on a lower level, okay? People who are sellouts on a lower level, they may want a new car. They may want to be able to buy a house that they can own. They may want a higher position within the church, like a higher role as a leader within the church. They may want to, they may have been initiated within a cult, coven, or secret society or something like that. They may want some type of higher ranking within that secret society or something like that. So they're in this binding contract. And per this binding contract, whatever it is that they want, okay, they have to come up off of sacrifice. There's certain things that they have to do, okay? There is a contract collective that somebody is in, or multiple people are in, where you were offered up as a sacrifice, or whatever happened to you, because not all sacrifices results in death. There are certain people who were sacrificed, you were sold out, say there's certain people who were sold out, and say you were sold out to the government to allow the government to experiment on you, put you under mind control, brainwash you, drug you, whatever, okay? Your parents turned a blind eye while they received some type of compensation or some type of higher role or whatever it is that they wanted, and they allowed you to be sex trafficked. They allowed you to be experimented on and different things like that, or what have you, okay? Some people who have been offered up in contracts as a sacrifice, some people were sacrificed by, at some point they ended up getting set up and they were institutionalized. They were made out to be crazy and they were institutionalized. These are often the people that end up severely under mind control. They end up on very strong psychotropic drugs, and later these are the individuals whose minds are so far gone that these are the people that they use as patsies that they trigger in these staged events that they have, and different things like that. Some people have been set up and sacrificed and sent to prison, okay? Busted on a crime that they didn't commit or what have you. They get railroaded in a court of law. They didn't get any, fair treatment, fair justice, or anything like that. But what they didn't know is that somebody close to them set them up. Offered them up, was in a contract and offered them up as a sacrifice, okay? So their life ended up getting set up like that, okay? Other people who are sacrificed, they're set up for failure, okay? These will be the individuals who maybe did not finish high school, okay? Like certain things was done to them. They tried to create mental illness in them, or they tried to create learning disabilities in them. They made it hard for them in school. They had people to bully them. Nobody helped them academically. If they did finish high school, it was by the hair of their chinny chin chin. They barely finished high school. If they didn't finish high school or what have you, they could have botched their grades or did something on purpose to make this person be less than, okay? Because doing so, this means that this person wouldn't be qualified to go to college or anything, okay? Also, they will have plant people in that person's life, low vibrational people, okay? So people who are into doing drugs, people who are into selling drugs, to get you to self-destruct, okay? To get you into getting high, getting drunk, clubbing, partying all the time, being sexually promiscuous and things like that. Some people are set up like that, okay? And they stay in that flux of energy their entire life, okay? Never making anything of themselves, never having real love in a relationship, oftentimes being in a relationship where they are either abused or they're cheated on, or they end up with people that, you know what I'm saying? People are set up in that way too. So, and then you do have the people who are like blood sacrifices, okay? These are the people who are set up to be killed, Okay, and something tragic will happen to them, whether they trigger that person to suicide or they set up some type of catastrophic event. All of a sudden this person is in a tragic accident and die, or either they send in some type of paid op lover and they with somebody who has a lover that has killed them or abused them to death. They set up different things. Okay, different people are sacrificed in different ways. Okay, but with this contracts being here, okay, I'm telling you, okay, somebody is in a contract, or multiple persons could even be in these contracts, collective, okay, where you were offered up as a sacrifice of some kind. Okay, there's contracts is very significant to the situation, and it's sitting right up under the rabbit hole goes deep. Okay, so there's a lot more than meets the eye as to why you are being targeted. Okay, I know for those of you who are targeted, one of the main tactics that they use is they try to make you feel like, oh, this is your karma, this is your judgment, you're going through this, oh, you're a bad person, you did something wrong. Okay, well, that's not how the judicial system works. Okay, that's not how the rule of law work. And even when it comes to the rule of law and the judicial system, laws are put in place for a reason. Even by saying that somebody did something wrong or something like that, you still have rights within that. Okay, you have a right to defend yourself, you have a right to face your accusers, you have a right to a defense, to an attorney, you have a right to stand before honorable sitting judge and jurors of your peers. Okay, and different things. That's how the justice system works. If one wanted to make you out to be somebody, because see, that's how they make you feel when you're a targeted individual. Oh, something is wrong with you, you are a bad person, you are the issue, you know, this is because of you. Okay, and if that's the case, but if you notice a targeted individual, you haven't been interrogated or questioned by anybody, you haven't been arrested like that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, this is how they make targeted individuals feel. If you don't have a lover, it's because they make you feel like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not attractive enough, you know, nobody wants you. Because one of the main things they do with targeted individuals is humiliation. Okay, for women, they call you a bitch, they slut shame you, they call you a slut or whore. You know what I'm saying? They try to shame you with how you like to have sex, who you have had sex with, and how many times you have had sex, how many partners you have had, and different things like that. Okay, they, you know what I'm saying, they do various different things. With the men who are targeted individuals, the very first thing to try to humiliate a man is to try to call him gay. They either call him gay or make him out to be some type of sexual predator. Okay, but they do this in many different ways, and they spread these gossip and rumors around about the targeted individuals. They do these things to tear you down. Okay, to lower your self-esteem and your confidence. This is why a lot of people who have been targeted individuals end up very depressed and stressed, and many of them have been like forced to suicide and triggered to commit suicide. Why these people literally sit back and watch and record a snuff film of these people dying. Okay, and they think it's some type of fun and games, it's some type of joke, but they're playing with people's lives, and the government is behind targeting people, mind controlling people, abusing people illegally and unjustly. We've had so many leaders that stand before the American people, address the nation, and lie straight through their teeth when they say the government does not torture its citizens. It is a blatant lie. Not only do they torture citizens, but they kill citizens. Okay, and they also mind control and brainwash and indoctrinate and groom citizens as well. There's a lot of things that goes on under the fucking radar, and they are not being honest about it. These things is not, nobody wakes up one day and you're some paranoid fucking schizophrenic. You just make up something out the blue and you lie on everybody around you, including people you don't know and the government. That's not even logical. Not even a habitual liar would do something like that. And a habitual liar is somebody who lies for no reason all the time, just because, even when they don't even have to. They just lie about nothing. You need to understand, some things is so severe that a targeted individual will go through, you literally need to go through it in an effort to even explain to anybody else what it is that you are going through. That means that it would be literally impossible for you to make up, because the most of the shit that the targeted individuals go through, most people, especially unawake people, unaware people, couldn't even fathom is going on. This is why you have so many people, especially when you try to talk to an unawake person and tell them what's happening going on, they can't even believe it. They don't even believe you. Okay? And the people who know exactly what's going on and what's happening to you, they just gaslight you. Well, why would that be going on? How you know who doing it? Who's doing it? You know where they at? Why would the government be watching you? Why would the government do such a thing to be attacking you? That's all scripted responses. And they're gaslighting you. They know exactly what's going on. Okay? But there's some type of contracts that is of significance, collective, as it relates to the things that you have endured in your life, guys. Okay? And this has been going on since you were a child. And this is the reason why Underground Pizza is here. Perhaps you have experienced being underground, being trafficked through these tunnels that are underground. Okay? There's different forms of trafficking. Okay? I was trafficked by plane when I was younger. Okay? Some people are trafficked by boats, yachts, different things like that, ships. Okay? Some people are trafficked by planes. Some people are trafficked by car. Okay? People are trafficked in different ways. Okay? Just depends on who you being trafficked for. And different things like that. But with this Underground Pizza here, you definitely endured some type of child sex trafficking, collective. Okay? You were abused sexually as a child, whether you can remember this or not, Spirit is saying. Okay? And this is one of the reasons, one of many reasons why you've experienced such heavy burdens in your life, collective. Okay? Spirit is saying they tried to entrap an earth angel, collective. Okay? I feel like it could have been known since you were a child that there was something special about you. That you had specific, whether these are spiritual gifts, supernatural abilities, or certain talent, skills, and abilities. Okay? And the powers that be wanted to control you, and whatever power, abilities, talent, skills, or whatever that you had, they wanted to entrap you to siphon your energy and use that for themselves or whoever they wanted to give it to, collective. So you were sold out as a child. Consider it's like being pimped out. You essentially were pimped out as a child. Okay? For the government to the government, and for them to do whatever it is that they wanted to do to you, collective. Okay? They try to entrap you, collective, because you are an earth angel. The higher ups literally, and just saying earth angel is not a term like saying, oh, you know, you better than everybody else, but you do have certain qualities and certain gifts. Not everybody is an earth angel, just like not everybody is a chosen one. I know a lot of people throw that around, but everybody is not a chosen one. Okay? Even when it comes to the 144,000, you need to think about it. Worldwide, there are billions of people in the world. There is only 104. It is only said that there's 144,000 are of specific beings that was placed here on this earth for a specific mission, which means you only have a certain amount of chosen individuals. Okay, but you have different people have different missions. Okay. Because you have prophets and prophetesses, you have earth angels, you have chosen ones, you have messengers. You got the 144,000 per what they say. You understand what I'm saying? You being an Earth Angel Collective, you have some type of special qualities or abilities, and I feel like this was known since you were a child, for whatever reason, however they found out, Collective. And you have been used and abused since you were a child ever since, Collective. You could also be someone who is an orphan, Collective. Could be another reason why you end up being property of your government, Collective. Okay, now you likely was placed with whatever type of family, whatever the family that you end up growing up with or around or what have you, but essentially you was pimped out, sold out, and you was properties of the governments for them to do to you what they wanted to. And this is what you endured, Collective. But whoever you ended up being, whoever the family is that you ended up being with or assigned to, even if this was your real family, for some of you all, they treated you like an orphan. Some of you actually were an orphan and you were placed with a family who literally treated you like an orphan. Okay, these people didn't love you, support you. They didn't teach you or guide you properly. They didn't protect you or anything like that, guys. Okay? They tried to entrap you, Collective. They have kept you entrapped all of your life, okay? Up to now, Collective, okay? You were being trafficked to adult sex parties, Collective, okay? So I feel like when it comes to you, you're not just someone. See, everybody that gets trafficked, you got different classification of victims. You understand what I'm saying? You wasn't being trafficked. I'm not talking about some local jokers that call themselves pimping, took you and was trafficking you, okay? On a street level, a low street level, okay? No. Okay? You were being trafficked for some wealthy elites, some higher ups, some very powerful people. Okay, so these adult sex parties that you were trafficked to, Collective, there were powerful, wealthy, elite people there that you were being used to service. Okay, Spirit is saying there was some type of pornographic footage that was recorded during this time. Somebody has pornographic footage of you still to this day of when you were a child and was trafficked to these adult sex parties and what was done with you. Who has that footage? I don't know. I'm pretty sure when it comes to the wealthy elites and these satanic powers that be, I'm telling you, there's some higher ups, they got a hell of a fucking database of pornographic footage of all kinds of people, okay? That's probably in their little fancy ass office or library somewhere. Or in one of their little hidden rooms in their little fancy ass mansion, okay? Who holds these pornographic footage? I'm not sure of, okay? But I'm almost certain it's somebody wealthy and elite and high up in power, guys, okay? But you were trafficked to sex parties, okay? To adult sex parties, okay? When you were a child, Collective, okay? And somebody has the pornographic footage, okay? Many of you could be asking yourself, questioning yourself, okay? How are you supposed to make it when you have no family, you have no friends, you have no lover, you have no support system, okay? And the simplest way to explain is it's hard. It's you got to be strong to be alone, okay? You have to love you when nobody else do, okay? And you have to believe that you're being watched over. You're not really alone because you are being watched over and protected by higher beings that you can't see and different things like that, whether it be your archangels, your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your crossed over loved ones, your ancient ancestors, your galactic beings, you know what I'm saying? The Most High or whomever. Guys, physically, in the physical, you very well may be alone. You have no family, no friends, no lover, no support system, okay? But spiritually speaking, you have several people watching over you, several beings, okay? Watching over you guys, okay? There's a whole karmic family. Your whole karmic family is evil to the core, Spirit is saying. And this is why you can't trust your own family, Spirit is saying, or these supposed family members, okay? I'd rather call them relatives, okay? Because they're not really no families, okay? These people who have done these type of things, okay? To people who are supposed to be their loved ones and their families. And, you know, what do you expect? Because if these people will set up and sacrifice their own family for money, then shit, you know, it wouldn't be beneath them to do this to you, to turn their back on you, to drag your name through the mud, okay, to set you up and you know, and gang stalk you, harass you, do things to abuse you and neglect you and abandon you, or endanger you in some type of way. It's not beneath them. Of course they would do things like that. If they would set up a family member to have them sacrifice just so they can get some type of money off of it and play pretend like they living the good life, living the high life, running off into the sunset and shit, then of course they would do all these things. Okay? That's why Spirit is saying your whole karmic family is evil to the core and you cannot trust them. Okay? And I don't care what they look like. Y'all need to understand, evil don't have to be ugly. A lot of times when people think of evil, y'all assume that it's got to look nasty, it's got to be dirty, it's got to be, you know, y'all assume that it's got to look a certain type of way. Some of the evilest people be dressed sharp every single day. They clean, their house might be clean, they might have degrees, they might drive decent nice cars, live in decent homes, nice homes, okay? They may even go to church, okay? Some of the smoothest criminals that ever did it, okay? Don't walk around looking nasty and dirty and not particularly ugly. You understand what I'm saying? It's just this world that we live in. Those are the type of people that we told to, watch out, look out for. The guy that's got his pants sagging, he probably a thug or a gangster. You need to watch him. You need to be careful of him. Oh, watch out for that chick there. Her skirt too short. She probably a hoe. She'll take you for everything you got. You know, this is what we told. Oh, watch out for that. They homeless. You can't trust them. They'll do anything for money. You know, these are people that we told on the surface. Watch out for. Look out for. They're bad. They're dangerous. You know, or what have you. Well, 9 times out of 10, the people that you'll be hurt by the most, they got professional positions. They leaders. They claim to be Christians. They go to church. They dress sharp every day. Clean cut, well groomed, talk good, look good, walk good. Some of them got degrees. Okay? Some of them handsome to death. Fine as wine. Sexy than a motherfucker. Women out here. You know, whatever. And you know, you was trained to believe that your elders was safe. Just because somebody older don't mean they ain't dangerous. An elder just means that they're older. That don't mean they ain't dangerous. They seasoned. They done been around the block a few times. They done seen some shit. They know some shit. What make you think they not dangerous? Because they elders. But this is what you train to believe, how you train to believe, how you train to live in this world. You know what I'm saying? The same people that told you never talk to strangers sent you to school surrounded with strangers and told you to follow directions and pay attention and remember your manners. Them were strangers. You said don't talk to strangers. If you think about it, you've been sent around strangers all your damn life. But just because the teacher or the superintendent or somebody that worked in a certain business class place, oh, they were supposed to be safe. You were sent to church around a whole bunch of strangers. You were sent to the girls in the boys club around a whole bunch of strangers. Everywhere you've gone all your life has been around fucking strangers. And as a kid, what are you taught about? Stranger danger. Don't talk to a stranger. Don't get in a car with a stranger. But everybody you meet is a stranger. Everybody that you told to show manners and respect and listen to are technically strangers. And those are the ones who are the most dangerous. The very ones that you told to be mannerable around and with. The very ones that you told to respect and listen to and follow their directions. They're the most dangerous. These are soulless beings, collective. These are soulless beings who have targeted you. These are soulless beings who trafficked you, collective. These are soulless beings that offered you up in contrast, collective. These are soulless beings who have caused you heavy burdens, collective. Your whole karmic family that you cannot trust as evil to the core are soulless beings. Okay? That's why Spirit is saying the sellouts are all around you, collective. They're your neighbors, your co-workers, complete strangers, families, lovers, partners, friends, exes. They're everywhere. Whether you know it or not. Whether you know it or not. This is betrayal for the love of money, Spirit is saying. Okay? You were betrayed for the love of money, collective. Everybody who was working against you, that's what it all boils down to. Okay? Forget what they said. Forget what you thought. This betrayal all boils down to money. See, a person can make up shit till they black and blue in the face as to why they don't like you and why they don't fool with you and why they working against you. But the real truth, they don't never tell. The real betrayal is because of their selfishness and greed. The real betrayal is because of their love for money. See, money ain't bad, but money is the root to all evil. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody who is betraying somebody, doing something evil, doing something wicked, it all boils down to money. The people who are involved in human sex trafficking, it's about the money. Did you not know that the sex trafficking operation is $1 billion operation? Human sex trafficking is making more money than drug trafficking. The sex trade. Sex sells more than drugs. You understand what I'm saying? Now ask yourself, who in the hell is making millions and billions of dollars off of these operations? And I promise you, it's not the local joker cats, the po hustlers on a lower level. There's po pimping, po hustling that's making no millions or billions of dollars, because they wouldn't still be in the hood. You understand? That means the people who are making the millions and billions of dollars off them operations are your wealthy elites. Are the very people who is clean cut and well dressed, like I was telling you, who smell good and look good and ain't got a strand of hair out of place. The ones that's got degrees, they smart. Oh, they sophisticated, they educated, and they illuminated, ain't they? They say they see y'all and they know all. You know, that's why they do without wilt. Because as Aleister Crowley would say, that should be the whole of the law. That's how they live. That's the creed they live by. You understand? That's the reason why those operations will never cease to exist. It will always go on. I don't give a damn if you hear the CIA, the FBI talking about Operation such and such, Operation Bring 'em Home, Operation Crack Down. They ain't busting nothing but a bunch of lower level ass individuals. They ain't going after none of the damn people that's making millions and billions of dollars off the operations. You can believe that, because some of those very individuals is the very reason why they even got a job in the first place. It's the very individuals that make sure their checks is signed in the first place. So ain't nobody touching them. The very individuals who's making millions and billions of dollars off them operations are people who are all the way up, tip top of the pyramid, highest in power and authority. Wealthiest top 13 bloodlines type shit. You can believe that. Okay? So these soulless beings and these sellouts are all around you, collective. This betrayal, okay, was for the love of money. And Spirit say them folks ain't right. So that's what's going on here, y'all. We're going to get some further clarification for this situation. Y'all remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment, because that is your free way of showing your support to help grow the channel, guys, okay? To clarify targeted individuals, collective, we got aliens here. To clarify targeted individuals, in the rabbit hole goes deep, collective. Either you got some type of alien DNA, collective, or there's some type of alien, unhuman beings who have something to do with you being targeted. It could be a little bit of both, guys, okay? But there's some significance to aliens as the reason why you are a targeted individual and have been targeted since you were a child, collective, okay? I'm also seeing female here, so you could be a feminine energy, collective. You could be a hybrid yourself. You might be half human, half alien if you have extraterrestrial DNA yourself. Spirit is saying. However, there could also, because there's various different species of what they call aliens or extraterrestrials that exist, okay? Some are in outer space, some are in the ocean, and some right here on Earth, okay? But the rabbit hole, this is the reason why the rabbit hole goes deep, okay? We're talking about some top secret classified operations, situations as it relates to this. But there are aliens, okay, who Spirit is saying is tied to you being a targeted individual and the fact that this rabbit hole goes deep, guys, okay? I'm also seeing surveillance here, okay? I feel like you have been under surveillance since you were a child. They have been watching you since you were a child, collective, okay? Surveillance is clarifying the rabbit hole goes deep with human sex trafficking, collective, okay? Remember I told you, okay? You were being trafficked to adult sex parties when you were a child, and somebody has the pornographic footage of this still to this very day. And I mean, whoever you are, okay, yeah, you are full grown as adult right now. Yeah, look, man-made disaster, child imprisonment, okay? You were being held hostage. You were captive. Spirit is saying some type of man-made disaster, which means a situation that was set up or orchestrated by actual persons, caused a disaster, and you, as a child, ended up being in an imprisonment type of situation, ended up being, this is like you being captive, hostage, okay? And that's why Spirit is saying the rabbit hole goes deep, okay? And it's tied to this situation. This is the reason why these, you guys, there's even extraterrestrials here on this earth, shapeshifters, collective. These aliens have been surveillancing you, been watching you since you were a child, collective. Look, bottom of the deck, tunnel. Didn't I tell you? Look, tunnel, celebrity. I never make it up. I never make it up. Okay? I never make it up. Okay? Something about these tunnels and these celebrities is of significance here. Okay? I feel like this ties into this ties into this contracts with this underground pizza situation here, guys. Okay? Spirit clarify, they're rejecting you now, but when you make it without them, they're going to want something from you. They're rejecting you now, Yeah, I'm seeing a fire sign here. You could, or a fire here. You could be being rejected by a fire sign, or a fire sign could have rejected you. But when you make it without them, they're gonna be one of the very ones that's gonna want something from you. And there's a fire sign that is in this contract. They could have offered you up as a sacrifice. This person turned their back on you. They rejected you. They pimped you out. They sold you out to whoever, and allowed whatever happened to you. But when you make it without them, this fire sign gonna be the main one that's gonna want something from you. So watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. Yeah. To clarify heavy burden, so we got tunnel and celebrity here with contracts, and underground pizza here, guys. Okay. To clarify heavy burdens, we got cover up and secret here. So these heavy burdens that you have had to face, okay, with these heavy burdens, and they try to entrap an earth angel, treated like an orphan, there's a cover up of these secret things that was done to you guys, okay? I'm also seeing revenge. Revenge wanted to come out as well. Revenge and alien wanted to come out, like revenge wanted to come out when aliens came out, and I just took aliens, okay? But there's some type of revenge here. Somebody wanted some type of revenge on you even when you were born. I feel like somebody did not want you were born. You need to understand, we're not talking about today. Like, we are talking about today as to, like, you are a targeted individual today, okay? You've been a targeted individual all your life since you were a child. Somebody wanted revenge, because like somebody didn't even want you born, and they've been doing things abusive. This is the reason why it was so easy for people to treat you like an orphan, to throw you away, to sell you out, to pimp you out. Okay, somebody did not want you when you were a child. Okay, and this is how you ended up being treated the way you were treated. Okay, but there's some type of cover up of these secret things that has caused you heavy burdens, collective, and why they entrapped you, and you are an earth angel, why they treated you like an orphan, spirit is saying. Okay, yeah, we got party here, clarifying they tried to entrap an earth angel, treated like an orphan, and trafficked to adult sex parties. Somebody has the pornographic, and somebody has the pornographic footage. I'm telling you, there's some type of parties. Okay, you could have been taken through some type of tunnel system to where these celebrities were. Okay, in some type of parties, you was used in some type of parties, collective. Okay, look, mind control is at the bottom of the deck. You also was put under mind control as well, spirit is saying. Okay, they could be using this mind control on you now, as spirit is saying. Yeah. I'm also seeing perversion with motel hotel here. Okay, so wherever these parties was happening at, there was some type of perversion that was going on. So you got perversion in parties, clarifying they tried to entrap an earth angel, treated like an orphan, with traffic to adult sex parties, and somebody has the pornographic footage. Okay, spirit, clarify, how do you make it when you have no family or friends? How do you make it when you have no family or friends? Hold on. Goodness. I keep seeing, hold on. I'm seeing healing here, collective, okay? I feel like you've gone through a lot of healing. You've had to heal by yourself without help, collective. There's some type of healing, collective. You either going through some type of healing now, okay? Or you've had to heal because it's like you all alone and on your own. You have nobody, no family, no friends, no lover, no support system, nothing, collective, okay? So I guess that's how spirit is saying, that's how you make it when you have no family or friends, is healing. Okay? Yeah. A whole karmic family is evil to the core, but you can't trust your own family. Guys, we have here family, or with soulless beings. Also, we got here family in lies. Your family has done nothing but lie to you. They've told lies to you, told lies on you, hid things from you, collective. Okay, this is the reason why you can't trust them. Okay, yeah, I'm also seeing abuse and neglect. These people abuse you and neglect you. This is what you're having to heal from, this abuse and neglect that you've endured, collective. Okay, you were treated like an orphan, and this is the reason why they abused you and neglected you, or they abused you and neglected you per, you know, why they treated you like, you know, they treated you like an orphan. You actually were an orphan, so they abused you and neglected you. That's why Spirit is saying your whole karmic family is evil to the core, and they're soulless beings. Okay, this family is full of lies and deceptions, manipulations, and trickery. Spirit clarified the sellouts are all around you. Some of these sellouts could be in regret as to what they did to you, collective. The sellouts are all around you. Yeah, I just seen hidden, collective. A lot of these sellouts, I just seen hidden. A lot of these sellouts that's around you, collective, are hidden. Okay, I'm telling y'all. That's the reason why so many of y'all, you may not even know. They're hidden. They're camouflaged. Okay? I'm telling you, many of them play their role good than a motherfucker. Okay? These sellouts are all around you. That's involved with this betrayal for the love of money. Yeah. Yeah. Even when it comes to the justice system, police and authorities and different things, they're also sellouts. They're also a part of this betrayal for the love of money. The sellouts are all around you. Betrayal for the love of money. Yeah. There's some type of fraud. This betrayal for the love of money. With them folks ain't right, I'm seeing fraud here. Okay, so these people could have committed some type of fraud. Okay, I'm also seeing jealousy here. Okay, these people could be jealous of you, collective. Okay, this family that treated you like an orphan, this karmic family that's evil to the core, that's full of lies, they're soulless beings. These people could be jealous of you. This betrayal for the love of money could have been out of jealousy. Any other messages on betrayal for the love of money, Spirit? Betrayal for the love of money. You could be a missing person, collective. You could have gone missing. Somebody could have faked your death. Yeah. Money here. That's all that's on these people's mind is money. It's all about money for them. They don't care who they hurt, who they step on, step over, or anything, collective. Okay? Spirit, any of the messages on these sellouts, the sellouts are all around you. Betrayal for the love of money. And them folks ain't right. You got a grandparent who is very egotistical, collective. Okay, this is somebody who is full of ego, vanity, and pride. They're cocky, arrogant, conceited, narcissistic in some type of way, collective. Okay, this could tie into, this karmic family that's evil to the core situation. Them being soulless beings. This betrayal for the love of money as well, guys. Somebody, you could be a missing person, though. I seen missing, and I also seen faked death. Okay, again, I'm seeing this. Okay, it's something about missing. You got boat at the bottom of the deck here, trapped. Okay, so it's like you could have went missing off of some type of boat or something like that. You could have been trapped after that. Okay, like, and I'm seeing an assassination. It's like somebody wanted to maybe take you out or something like that. You could have gone missing from some type of motel or hotel or something like that, Spirit is saying. Any other messages, Spirit, about these sellouts that's all around the collective? This betrayal for the love of money. These people also do, there's something significant to life insurance. Somebody could have a fraudulent life insurance policy on you, collective. Somebody could be trying to, they could have committed some type of life insurance fraud or something like that. They could be trying to gain a large amount of money off of you in some type of way, collective. These people could have been exploiting you for money as well all your life. Yeah. Any other messages? Overall messages. Organized crime here, guys. This is some form of organized crime. Okay? That these people are a part of. Spirit is saying. What's the overall message, Spirit? I feel like these people never wanted you to wake up. They never wanted you to know the truth, collective. Of course, these cowards never wanted you to know it was them and what they were a part of and what they were doing to you, collective. We got accomplices and partners in crime at the bottom of the deck. So there are a lot of accomplices and partners in crime as it relates to this situation, Spirit is saying, guys. Okay? Yeah, that's what's going on here. Spirit, clarify targeted individual for us. Okay, but you've experienced mind control, collective, abuse and neglect, collective. You also experienced being trafficked as a child. Okay. You are a targeted individual, collective, because people are jealous, envious, and intimidated by you. They're in competition with you. They may want some type of retaliation, punishment, payback, or revenge on you. But the Five of Wands is all about conflict and strife, okay? It can speak of misunderstandings, misconceptions, disagreements, chaos, arguments, and different things. But essentially, collective, you are being targeted because of people who are jealous, envious, and intimidated by you and in competition with you, Spirit is saying, okay? To clarify, the rabbit hole goes deep. Of course, we got the moon here, okay? So the moon is about secret things, hidden things, what's done in the dark, shady people, dirty dealings, illusions, fear, cover-ups, criminal activities. It's about dilemmas, delays, the past, secrecy, witchery, moon magic, deception, okay? I feel like there's a lot of things that goes on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, okay? Behind people's backs, okay? As well as there's a lot of things that went on behind your back, collective. There's a lot of things that has been secret and kept hidden from you, collective, as well as others, collective. With this rabbit hole goes deep. Here, Spirit is saying, Spirit, clarify this human sex trafficking. I'm seeing the King of Pentacles here. Okay, so there could be a earth sign man. Okay, this could have been a very wealthy man or just an earth sign man, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, who could have been responsible for this human sex trafficking that you endured, that you went through, Spirit is saying. Okay, they're rejecting you now, right now, but when you make it without them, they're going to want something from you. They're rejecting you now, but when you make it without them, they're going to want something from you. Okay, collective, I feel like you're somebody who is strong-willed and strong-minded. Okay, you have a lot of courage and faith, and you've endured a lot, collective. Okay, you have a lot of courage and confidence as well. I feel like you are standing your ground to overcome your haters, oppressors, naysayers, bullies, ops, trolls, agents of chaos, gang stalkers, and gaslighters, collective, with this strength card here. There's something about your strength, collective. Spirit, clarify contracts. Clarify contracts. Whatever these contracts entail, collective, it has to do with a large amount of wealth. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles is wealth, collective. Okay, a large amount of wealth. Okay, and these people, I feel like there are several individuals who could be in this, or in the contracts, collective, as it relates to this wealth. Okay, I feel like this wealth either belongs to you, or this is the wealth that was made off of you, or what have you, guys. Okay, but there's a large amount of money that is at stake here. Okay, as it relates to these contracts. Okay, Spirit, clarify underground pizza. So we have the chariot here, collective. You were being trafficked, okay, as a child. Okay, like I said, there's something about tunnels and celebrities. Okay, there's something about, you got parties here. Okay, with perversion, collective, you were being trafficked to these adult sex parties, collective, okay? Because that's what the Chariot is all about, forward movement. Trips, journeys, traveling, relocations, transportation, and different things as such, guys, okay? You were being trafficked, okay? And I feel like whoever this King of Pentacles is, either you ended up being human sex trafficked, either this was the trafficker or you ended up being trafficked. You were either trafficked by this person or you were ended up being trafficked because of this person, or this person was the actual trafficker or something like that, or what have you. We're going to see if any more messages come out on that. Spirit, clarify heavy burdens. Clarify heavy burdens. There's a group of individuals who collaborated together for the purposes of money. These are the very people who are in these binding contracts, who belong to these code covers and secret societies, collective, who have caused you a lot of heavy burdens, who are responsible for the heavy burdens that you have had to endure. Spirit, clarify treated like an orphan. Treated like an orphan, okay? The Empress fell out sideways, collective, okay? One of the reasons you could have been treated like an orphan, because it has something, you being treated like an orphan has something to do with your mother. Okay? Or maybe you was treated like an orphan by a mother figure, collective. Or maybe your mother has something to do with, something could have happened to your mother and you end up being orphans or something like that. That fell sideways though, okay? So there's definitely some type of something with that Empress energy, okay? Spirit, clarify they tried to entrap an earth angel. Yeah, I'm also seeing the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about truth or clarity, okay? I'm telling you, there's some type of truth or clarity, like the real truth or clarity pertaining to your mother. Your real mother is why you were treated like an orphan. Spirit is saying, collective, okay? Spirit, clarify. This Ace of Swords is also clarifying why they tried to entrap you, because they found out that you was an earth angel, collective, okay? It's like they knew this truth or clarity about you when you were a child. Spirit is saying, okay? Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck, collective, here, okay? So you being, look, in the King of Swords here. It's at the bottom of the deck, okay? So this King of Pentacles could run this human sex trafficking operation or something like that. This would be a very wealthy man or something like that. This earth sign man has some type of ties to this human sex trafficking here, okay? But I'm seeing this King of Swords could have something to do with you being trafficked to these adult sex parties as well. And somebody has the pornographic footage. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna see what comes back out on that. So you got the Page of Cups here, and you also got the Three of Cups here. So this is a child being taken to some type of gatherings, get-together, celebrations, which we know is parties, sex parties. Okay, this child, a water sign child. You could be a water sign. You don't necessarily have to be, but that page is a child energy. Collective, Spirit is saying, okay. A King of Swords wanted to come out on that energy as well. Spirit, clarify, what do you do when you, or how do you make it when you have no family or friends? How do you make it when you have no family or friends? So like I said, collective, you are in hermit mode. You're to yourself, by yourself, on your own, all alone. I feel like you've done a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating, a lot of reflecting, a lot of going within, maybe a lot of praying and meditating, soul searching, researching, or what have you. But you are like alone, collective. And I feel like you have been alone and felt alone your entire life, okay? It's like, but it's interesting because it's like, even though you've had a lot of burdens, hardships, or problematic situations, you still are very much motivated and determined and full of passion and drive, as well. And if you look at this here, if you look at this card here, y'all, you see how this woman here is sitting here with all of these ones here are burdens and hardships and problematic situations and stress and worry and depression and anxiety. But if you look right here, there's a big old pot of gold right here. All of this wealth belongs to you, collective. Yet, so you shouldn't even be someone who is burdened like this, collective, okay? But it's like, even though you have these burdens, you are still very motivated and determined. You're full of passion and drive. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you have clear vision. You're making wise decisions. You're just alone. You have nobody. You're in hermit mode, okay? Spirit, clarify a whole karmic family is evil to the core, which you can't trust your own family, okay? You could have a witch or a warlock. You have witches and warlocks in your family, divination abusers in your family. They've been abusing divination by way of manipulation in an effort to manifest what they want. These are master manipulators. Like, they manifest by way of manipulation, collective. These people have also did witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, or voodoo on you, hoodoo, hexes, curses, spells, evil eyes, santeria, or either paid for this to be done, okay, to you guys with this magician energy, okay? They're just full of trickery. Any other messages, Spirit? Give me one more on the whole karmic family is evil to the core. Whole karmic family is evil to the core, and you can't trust your own family, okay? Yeah. These people, there are persons in your family, collective, that is doing death magic on you, death spells. They're trying to conjure up your death. They're trying to manipulate situations to cause your death, collective, by way of manipulation, by way of divination abuse, by way of breaking spiritual laws, by way of witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, or voodoo, or santeria, or something, collective, okay? Yeah. Spirit, clarify soulless being. So I'm seeing a Queen of Wands here, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, feminine energy. We also got that King of Swords here, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, masculine. Okay? Yeah, these soulless beings have caused you a lot of conflict and defeat in your life. They've caused you conflict on purpose in an effort to defeat you, collective. These are people who have been abusive to you, collective. These are people who have been hostile towards you, collective. These are people who have plotted, planned, schemed, and strategized on you. As well, Spirit is saying, these soulless beings, okay? The sellouts are all around you. Spirit, clarify the sellouts are all around you. The sellouts are all around you. Justice, another justice card coming out here, okay? So the justice card literally, it literally touches every branch of government. So we're talking about even the, like, courts and judges, lawyers, police, agents, detectives, military, politicians, you know, the justice can make up any branch of government, Spirit. But that is interesting because the justice card came out in the same spot with hidden justice, and then it was organized crime here, okay? So it's like these sellouts is, you know, several of them are within the government. I'm even seeing a King of Wands here. That could be a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, masculine, who works for the government, okay? Who could be around you.
You've got mail.
A lot of face cards want to come out here. I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. These could be these sellouts that's all around you, Spirit is saying. Emperor, masculine individuals of the establishment, okay? Persons in power, authority, leadership, fathers or father figures here as well. A lot of people want to come out on these sellouts are all around you. Knight of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, masculine. Or excuse me, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, masculine or feminine. Hierophants, these are religious leaders or persons with leadership and rulership, positions of power, okay? The sellouts are all around you. The justice system lets you know they're in the government. Emperor lets you know that they're powerful Men in power and authority. Hierophant lets you know that they're even religious leaders, people in the churches, okay, or other people who have positions of power, leadership, or rulership where others look to them for guidance in some type of way. And then you got individual people here, collective. The king of wands is a fire sign man. The queen of pentacles is an earth sign woman. The knight of cups is a water sign man or woman. You got a lot of these sellouts. You got a lot of sellouts that's all around you. A lot of them. Betrayal for the love of money, spirit. Betrayal for the love of money. Look at this. Ten of Swords. That's ultimate betrayal, disloyalty, sabotage, ruin, fatal endings, dead ends. It's cruelty. It's brutality. It's hostility. It's you being stabbed in the back. These people purposely doing things for you to fail or look like a failure or have some type of psychotic break or mental breakdown, collective, or breakups in some type of way. These people ultimately betrayed you. They committed a hate crime against you for money, collective. And they have been doing so since you were a child. That's what people don't understand. This shit didn't just start. This shit didn't just start because such and such down the block dislikes you. Didn't just start because you got some type of disgruntled ex that's mad that you left them because they didn't show you the love and the respect or the passion or the romance or protect you or anything like this. You don't know. This is betrayal that has been lifelong, that has gone on since you were a child. Spirit, clarify them folks ain't right. Yeah. These people had no problem with causing you heartache and heartbreak and sadness, sorrow, misery, pain, or anguish. The Three of Swords here, collective. These people not only ultimately betrayed you, but they broke your heart, collective, with this betrayal for the love of money. Them folks ain't right. Clarify them folks ain't right, Spirit. Clarify them folks ain't right. I'm even seeing another air sign energy here. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I'm even seeing lover energy here. Y'all even got ex-lovers who are sellouts. You didn't even know it. You didn't even know it. Star energy here. These people who are popular, well-known, famous, celebrities, superstars. Yeah. So you got ex-lovers that ain't right, celebrities that ain't right, spiritually, and them folks ain't right. Okay? And look, why? Because of the devil. They chained to the devil. They sold their soul to the devil, collective. Look, Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for money. This is the reason why they're all accomplices and partners in crime. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Okay? That's all they cared about. That's all they cared about, collective. Okay? And these people are liars and cheaters and thieves, manipulators and con artists, collective. They're sneaking and creeping around trying to get away with something, collective. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. You could be a high priestess, collective. You could be a high priestess. You could be awakened, knowledgeable, highly intuitive, enlightened, wise. This is what they did to you. This is what they have done to you, collective. Okay? King of Cups. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, collective. Soulless being. Just another one of these sellouts that's all around you, collective. Okay? Yeah. You're an earth angel. They tried to entrap an earth angel, collective. You are in this high priestess temperance energy. A high priestess who is an earth angel, collective. This is the reason why you was treated like an orphan. This is the reason why they tried to entrap you when you was a child here, okay? Some type of truth or clarity or awareness or insight as it relates to your mother. Okay, you was treated like an orphan because of your mother or by a mother figure or something like that or what have you. And they try to entrap you because you are an earth angel, and they knew some type of truth or clarity about this or what have you guys, okay? Yeah, it's all about money. Nine of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles, and behind that makes the Ten of Pentacles. Wealth, abundance, finances, money, resources. These people are all accomplices and partners in crime for money. I told you, it don't matter what comes out here. When you break the entire situation down, it ends up equaling betrayal for the love of money. Period, point blank. But you've been being targeted since you were a child, collective. Since you were a child. That means you've been being used and abused and manipulated, mind control, neglected, abandoned, and some more shit your entire life. So it's real convenient for a bitch, now that you're awake and aware and you know all these things and you could be speaking out about these things, it's real convenient for a bitch to try to make you out to be the problem. Now, when you've been going through since you were a child, but nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. This is lifelong betrayal, lifelong abuse, and everything. Who's going to pay for your pain and suffering? Who's going to pay for the humiliation, the experimentation, the exploitation? Who's going to pay for that? If you are the problem now, who in the hell is going to pay for all of that? Who's going to pay for the mind control? Somebody, you could have even been chipped or implanted. Especially for those of you resonating with this that was born in the 80s or the 70s. Okay? Because in this day and time, from really like the 90s on up, or at the very least the new millennium on up, they didn't have to chip you to track you and trace you and some more shit like that. But those of you who's resonating with this, and you was born in the 80s or the 70s or some shit, or the 60s or some shit, you definitely could have been, and you've been being targeted since you were a child, you definitely could have been chipped as well. Which is shit that they was doing well before this technology advanced the way it did, okay? So you got shadows here. A lot of things going on in the shadows, collective, behind the scenes, behind closed doors. There are authority figures that are involved in what's going on, Spirit is saying. I feel like you have endured a lot of heartache and loss because of what these people have done to you. Okay, look, power. Persons in power involved. You got authority and power out here. Look at this. This man's face is half lion, half man. This is a shapeshifter. This is a hybrid. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else? Truth. What I'm telling you is the truth, collective. Okay? There's been a lot of deception and envy by people that you know. You see how this is a person who wears a mask, but this person that ripped off their own mask. This person's hand is on their own mask. That means you know this bitch face. You know this person's name. You know these people's names and faces, collective. And they full of nothing but deception and envy, collective. Okay? Yeah. And they all in partnerships and alliances. You see that Masonic handshake? They belong to coast covers and secret societies and shit, man. They sold their soul and they ass a long damn time ago. Okay? Yeah, conflict and defeat. These people are doing things on purpose to cause you conflict in an effort to defeat you. They have abused you all your life. Been hostile towards you all your life. Been plotting, planning, scheming on you all your life, collective. See, why they really mad is that you know the truth. They never wanted you to know the truth. And this is why they want to sacrifice you. Now they want to sacrifice you. Somebody want to make you the sacrificial lamb. Yep, look, yeah. Somebody that ain't wishing death on you. Your family is literally wishing death on you. You literally got family who is either paying for spell work, death spells to be done on you, or somebody in your family who's a witch or a warlock that is doing these death spells on you. The magician with the death card, this is somebody conjuring up, trying to manifest somebody's death. And you got sacrifice and transformation right here. Okay? Yep. And they want you trapped in fear, collective. It's like they want to try to keep you trapped in fear. Okay? But going through as much shit as you have gone through, collective. We ain't never ran from a nigga. We ain't gonna choose today to start running, bitch. You been being abused. You been being used. You been being hurt, harmed, and in danger. You been going through. You been without. And you done made it this far. So we ain't gonna choose today to get the fuck scared. We're not living in fucking fear. But we be damned if the world don't know the real fucking truth. Not if the bullshit ass lie cover story that they want to come up with after the fuck you gone. Or that they telling right now leading up to you being in the fuck gone. They just mad you know the truth. Okay? Disruptions. They want to cause a tower. Disruptions, destructions, deceptions, problematic situations, chaos, or tragedy in your life in an effort to sacrifice you. You still the prime suspect. Y'all still the only ones that's got motive, bitch. This is one goddamn staged event that y'all ain't gonna get away with. Cause when the shit go down, whenever it go down, all Babylon liable to fall in this bitch. Are you ready? Ready for the coming of the Lord? I'm trying to tell you. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. And ain't nobody scared. But if y'all real like you say you real, it ain't no reason for you to have to lie. Tell the truth, shame the devil. One time I dare you. Tell the truth. That the person that you targeting now, you have actually in fact been targeting them since they were a child. You pimped them out, you sold them, you trafficked them. You put them under mind control. You abused them. You neglected them. You treated them like an orphan. Spell work was done on them. You pimp them out and you pass them around to fucking celebrities and little sex parties and shit. Snuck them through tunnels and different shit. Tell the truth about where they really come from. Who their parents really is, bitch. Don't be one-sided with no shit. But that's too much like right, ain't it? You ain't gonna do that. So keep the collective's motherfucking name about your mouth. Get off the fucking collective's click or dick, bitch. You ain't even worthy of even speaking on the collective, which as much as they have gone through. Because until you talk about this, bitch, ain't nothing else to talk about. It ain't no way you can shame, blame, ridicule, or judge the collective that you groomed, that you brainwashed, that you mind controlled, that you used, that you abused, that you abandoned, that you neglected, that you trafficked, that you pimped out, that you sold out, that you targeted, that you set up to be sacrificed, that you stripped the human rights, civil rights, and constitutional rights from, that you fucking created. that you illegally, unwarrantedly invaded and violated and surveillanced. Until you talk about that, it ain't shit to talk about. So keep your mouth up off the collective. And to every low life, low level, low vibrational motherfucker, all the way to the motherfuckers highest up, answer for this shit here. And if you don't want to do that, then it ain't nothing to talk about. No deal, bitch. But the world will know the real truth either way. Bitch, it's a bestseller that ain't never been written. Showtime, HBO, Lifetime ain't got shit on this. Pay-per-view ain't got shit on this and other stories just like it. And you know it. Stand your ground, collective. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. This concludes your reading for today, guys. I do hope that it is giving you all the truth and the clarity that you were seeking pertaining to a situation you may be dealing with, or pertaining to a situation you may notice somebody else is dealing with if you are cross-watching. For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is shine bright like a diamond 36 with the underscore between each word. If you're interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly appreciated. I do thank you all in advance. You can do so through CASHAPP, which is $tiff-diamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. As always, guys, y'all take care of yourself, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There is wickedness in high places, and there is evil that is lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep. Watch surroundings in the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey. Keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.